This segment of Coast Life is sponsored by Coastal Comfort Heating and Air Conditioning.
August getting a little long in the tooth here, ladies and gentlemen. September coming right at us. It's that transitional season as we head into fall. And that means a lot of things for the home as well. That's why we've got Lacey Coleman joining us with Coastal Comfort. Lacey, as folks start to head towards that kind of fall season, things changing around here, what do they need to be thinking about when it comes to, their home HVAC systems, the AC, the heat? What should be top of mind?
Of course. So you made it through the most of the heat of the summer. We still have probably a few days left. So it's a really good time to reflect on the performance of your air conditioning system over the last couple of months on those really hot days. And if you were satisfied with it, or if there's some things that you would like to improve, the fall is a great time to kind of start thinking about that, talking with a provider, a service provider about your concerns when it's not so hot outside. There's also generally incentives from the manufacturer, 0% financing, instant rebates, things of that nature to kind of help make that decision. So looking forward into next year, you can have a new system that's really addressing those concerns that you had with your performance over this past summer.
So, kind of a good time to take a look at it, a good time to maybe buy if you're going to make a switch,
Sure.
And a good time to make sure that by the next hot day that shows up, you're already set. You're already good to go.
Yeah, so if you made it through this summer but you weren't super happy, just kind of thinking, maybe I don't want to go through next summer with some of those same comfort
Don't want to be
concerns.
sweating in the house.
Absolutely.
Or whatever it might be.
Yeah, so then another thing we can take a look at this time of year, sometimes we're still experiencing that humidity, but the overnight and morning temperatures are, sometimes in the lower 60s or in the 70s, and the system runtime just isn't the same. So when your air conditioning system is running during normal operations, it does help kind of pull down that humidity for your comfort. With the reduced runtime with the air conditioning system, customers may be experiencing that higher humidity levels and some discomfort. So we do have customers kind of calling in and expressing some concerns. So it's a good time to evaluate the overall need for potentially adding a dehumidifier to the system to be able to help pull out the humidity when the air conditioning system isn't going to be running as much in those cooler evenings and mornings.
Now, because we're transitioning and, it's a little far on the distance, but it's not too far, do we also need to start thinking about the heating of the system and what we might be doing in the home? Because sooner than later, it's going to start to get a little cool instead of being too hot.
Absolutely. One thing you can count on Delmarva weather is that you can't really count on it. One day we might have really warm weather, and then the next day we may be experiencing much cooler weather, and customers may be thinking about turning the heat on. And it's really not that far off, like you mentioned. Back to school season is here. The unofficial end of summer is well on its way. So heating season is really not that far off. So we're already starting to schedule maintenance appointments for heating checks well into October and November. So it's a good time to start thinking about that, the heating performance, filter replacements, things of that nature to get your system ready to be able to turn on for the heating system. And then to be able to get that, sometimes when the first time you turn the heat on, you get like a burning smell where the dust and things have built up on those components over, not being used for the last 6 months or so. We can help, get that taken care of before you turn your heat on if we do it during the maintenance. So that way, sometimes it's alarming for customers to smell that smell, but that's something that we can take care of as well. So it's a good time to call, at least schedule the appointment so you're scheduled and ready for heating season.
For anybody that doesn't know how to get a hold of you guys, for anybody that's listening right now and going, I need to do some of that stuff. How do they get a hold of you? How do they get this going?
Of course, you can give us a call at 302-629-4700 and then coastalcomfort.com.
Always a great option, ladies and gentlemen. It's if you really do want to get this stuff taken care of at the times of year when you don't need it instantly.
Absolutely. Being really proactive, it goes a long way.
Yeah, you don't want it to be too hot when you got to take care of the heat. You don't want it to be too cold when you got to take care of the heat. So
absolutely.
Get them, call them, get ready. It's always a great experience. You're going to have a good time with them. A Coastal Comfort, we appreciate you, Lacey, for coming in.
Of course, thank you.
All right, we're going to take a break. Don't go anywhere. There's more Coast Life still to come.